Hey, what's up? I'm Mickey Ish. I am ranking my shoes from 10 to 1. I hope you guys enjoy it. There's a few cool stories that come along with these shoes. Alright, first off, in our number 10 spot, we've got my black leather Levi's. These are my dress shoes that I wear for like stuff when I'm usually all dressed up nice with a suit. I like to do that kind of stuff, but I am not a big fan of these shoes. The leather is not breathable. It looks nice, but the foot also comes to this like needle nose point, which my foot is not shaped like that, and those shoes do not allow a lot of movement in there. It's very, very difficult to be comfortable in them. Coming in at number 9, we've got my blue Sperry's. I like these shoes a little bit better. That's, of course, why they're at 9. Getting a good look at them here, and then as I'm wearing them later. I'm fairly sure that they're an off-brand of some kind. The only problem that I have with them is when I walk, the toe part of it, the fabric is sewn in a way that like it bubbles up, and so when I walk, it makes like a, and I'm only doing that with one hand as I do it because it's only on my right shoe. And then also in the heel back here, I don't even know if you can see it, but it's like the insole inside of it where you put your foot. That's like the squishy foam part. That's kind of starting to peel up, and it's like solidified and hardened in that position. So it's like standing on a quarter. Not very comfortable. And that's why they're at number 9. Our 8th ranked shoe today is actually one very near and dear to me because it was when I started expressing myself more. I like big, bright colors. Well, I bought these. I got them for like 20 bucks on Amazon, I think. They're just my white lugs, and yeah, I think they're an off-brand as well, but they're a better off-brand. Or I don't really know. I've just never heard them mainstream like a Nike or something, you know. Um, but they were just white, and they're cloth, so they're kind of hard to keep clean. They look, from what I can see, they look pristine on the camera, but in my view, they're very, very dirty. I added a yellow and pink lace right at the bottom. I don't really know if you can see it right now. And those are just my favorite colors paired together. Pink and yellow are like matching. I also did it on the back. It looks pretty good on the camera, but it's kind of like chipped off and stuff because I did it like quickly one night with just some paint pens, and it's pretty good. It goes with the outfit. That's also a downfall of it, and why it's at number 8, because it only goes with one or two outfits that I have. Heating it up on number 7, we're pulling out these red, fire-looking Adidas. Um, so these are some of my favorite shoes. I don't wear them very often, but they go out with a little bit more of the outfits that I have. Really, the only thing that I don't like about them is the like paracord style lace. Like even sitting here, like before the video started, I tied them and they're just already super loose. I get that my foot's not in it, but it's just like that regularly. Like these are the only shoes that I'll be walking down the street and they'll just randomly come untied. A lot of my other shoes will get loose, but they never come untied. Yeah, I figured they would do better, but looking at my other shoes, they are definitely a good, solid 7 spot. On to number 6. So with number 6 was actually my first pair of boots, and I put that in quotations because they're not necessarily boots. They're the brown Timberland. They're boots, like they're high tops, but they've got like sneaker bottoms, so they're like Timberland style dress sneakers almost, which they're sick and they look amazing and they're so freaking comfortable. Um, like these are some of my favorite shoes, but just because it's hard to distinguish between a boot and a tennis shoe, and again, it like goes with a few of my outfits, but there are definitely better out there. Um, Usefulness, again, they're not necessarily a boot. So like a boot, like obviously I can because boots are just heavy duty shoes, but like they're meant to be thick and they have like tough toes and stuff. But this just has a regular leather tennis shoe toe with a Timberland brand on the side and bottom. Like they're dope. Don't get me wrong, but definitely deserving of the 6th spot. Dribbling down to the number 5 spot. There's actually a little bit of a story behind these shoes before I pull them out. Thank you so much, James. I won't say your last name now, but hopefully you know who you are. Back in 8th grade, I had these red like water shoe pair of Adidas. They like the bottoms were foam. They felt like rubber, but they just weren't. And so on the basketball court, when I was playing for the school team, I would just slip and slide all over the place. And so I was playing in 2 games as starting B squad. So I wasn't the greatest, but I wasn't the worst either. And James um, sees me struggling my first game. Like I'm getting steals and stuff, but I can't stay on my feet. So after that game, he was like, "Hey man, like good job, hyping me up." And then he's like, "I got these shoes that I don't wear anymore. Like I'm sure they're big, because a little detail about James is that I say I'm sitting right now, but I was about this tall at that time. James is like that tall. Like he's a big guy. He's always been tall. And he was rocking a size 13 shoe, and even right now I wear 11 and a half. At that time I probably wore like eights, maybe nines. But I was like, heck yeah, like I would love a pair of basketball shoes, like legit shoes. And so he pulls up at that 1 o'clock game or whatever, and I'm getting laced up in my other ones. He's like, "Hey, wait a minute, I brought you these shoes." I did not expect to get them that day, by the way, but he brought these Prime Hype Nike like basketball shoes, like real rubber and stuff. Like these are legendary, and just like because that was one of the last games I ever played for the school basketball team, and it was the greatest game of basketball in my life. Yeah, I felt like I did absolutely amazing that game, and that was definitely because of these shoes. So thank you again so much, James. This is probably going to be the biggest part of the video because these shoes really do mean a lot to me. And thank you so much. So yeah, not number one, unfortunately, but a cool 5 spot. Almost a podium finish. Dropping on number 4. These are probably the nicest pair of shoes that I own at the moment. I've just got these Vans. I don't wear them very often, so they're pretty clean. Of course, they've got a little wear on them because I've worn them maybe 10 times or so. Like, I just recently got them a few months ago. And they're supposed to be my skate shoes, but I'm currently skating a different pair. Um, but yeah, like I'm super excited because Vans are just super sick. Some of the best skate shoes out there. I love the waffle cone on the bottom, always have. Pancakes are better, but waffles on shoes, it's the way to go. So honestly, I feel like those could be number 5, and then my shoes that I just did last, like the James Prime Hype Nike shoes, I feel like those could be interchangeable for 4th and 5th. Getting near to the end here at number 3 with my dad's shoes, my gray Brooks. I'm really big fan of Brooks. I borrowed these shoes to my little brother Jackson to go swimming, and I didn't realize he was going swimming in the creek. And so there's a bunch of rocks and pebbles in them right now, which trying them on again to see if they still fit. Very, very annoying. I dislike rocks in my shoes very much, and like small sand like it is. I definitely need to rinse them out. But Brooks are usually running shoes, and they're super, super light. Like, I absolutely love them. Compared to like Vans, Vans feel heavy on my feet compared to Brooks. And they're breathable like a cloth. They're just so good. And these gray ones I don't wear too often, just because of like how they're shaped and just like the gray blue of them. They like on my feet they look like dad shoes, like those old Skechers you always see. Well, your dad wearing. But yeah, these are my number 3 shoes for sure. Finally made it to number 2. Um, and talking about my Vans earlier, how I haven't skated them yet. These gray Adidas, the Somas, that's what I'm skating right now. I've had these for a few years. The backstory behind these is I was actually walking into school one day, and my plan was to go skateboarding after school, so I just wore my skate shoes. But at the time, they were falling apart. Like I had absolutely cut like from here to here, like tip of the toe, just 2 shreds. The bottom was falling off, just from doing kick flips and ollies and stuff. Because I was like really determined on how to like learn those, and I did get them down eventually, like really really well. But I just had the toe of my shoe like duct taped, and so my school counselor was like, "Hey, like my son is moving out and he has a bunch of shoes that he's getting rid of. Do you want me to like bring you some? What size are you?" And I happen to be the same size, so I explained to her like, hey, you know, like I'm not down on money or anything. If somebody else really needs them, then I don't want to take them from somebody in need. Um, but she was genuinely just giving them away so that I could go beat them up skateboarding because she has seen me around town on my board and also at the skate park pretty frequently at the time because they. But looking at the bottoms, you can like I still don't do very much switch tricks because I ride goofy, so I do my tricks with my right shoe. So you can probably see the grip difference between the left shoe and the right shoe, and even the toe difference. Like this one is like a pale tan, and this one's still like brand newish because I like flick with this foot, and this foot is just like pop. And I need to start doing more switch tricks because I get beat with a lot of those in skate. As soon as I find out I can't do switch, it's over for me. I've had these shoes for the longest time, and they're the most useful because whenever I do a job that like is down in the mud and or like when I go swimming, I wear these shoes. Like also for skateboarding as well. Just really my beat 'em up like anywhere if I need shoes type shoe. These are them. So very useful, and that's why they're in my number 2 spot. Finally, we've made it. Woo! It's like midnight. Can't be screaming. We've made it to the number 1 shoe on my list. And those are Brooks again. These are my dark gray Brooks, my dailies now. I really, really love these shoes. I like the look of them, the style of them. The other Brooks that I was showing, those are the Brook Ghost 12s, the dad shoes, as I was showing earlier in my 3 spot. These are the Ghost Pure Flow 7s. I mean, Brooks Pure Flow 7s, pardon me. Um, and yeah, again, like the traction is the same on both shoes, but I really love the style of them. The color goes with a lot to almost all of my outfits. Very, very comfortable, very light and breathable. All around an amazing shoe. I will definitely be getting these again. Oh, also the toes on them, they're like a very, very hard plastic. Like I don't think you can see me poking it in right here, but it's like not going in. This part is collapsing from how much pressure I'm putting on right here. But then this part is just cloth, like it pokes in. Same with this part over here. It's all just cloth. But this part right here is like a really hard plastic that like I really like because I kick a lot of things. Rocks get stuck in the bottoms of Brooks really often, which add to the weight of it, and you can just about feel every little weight of rock with how light these shoes are. Not sponsored by any of these brands, by the way. I'm really just hyping them up because I'm very hyped about these shoes. So that was me ranking my shoes from 10 to 1. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you're having a great day. I'll see you next time.